How you guys doing?
Good.
All right. I know you guys want to get back to school, so I'll speed this up. I'm just messing with you guys. My name's Robbie Quick, like Officer Emery said. Wasn't he great? Yeah. How about the rest? All other speakers and leaders. It's a good time today. You guys enjoying everything? What's some stuff that stuck out to you? Anything? Anything like, yeah.
The burn victim exercise thing?
Sure. Isn't that crazy? The writing in the mirror, right? I feel like I'm crazy pills trying to figure it out. It's like, what in the world? Yes. Yeah, she said your choice is completely different kind of concept. I'm actually going to talk about that a little bit myself.
Go after what you want in life.
He said, go after what you want in life. Powerful. I saw some hand. I can't tell whose hand it is. Oh, look like a puppet. What's going on?
The speaker at the beginning.
Speaker at the beginning. I don't know who that was, but I thought that's awesome. I bet you they were awesome. Chopsticks. Can you yell it at me?
The brain trauma victim.
Brain trauma victims. Very cool. Yep. There he is. He took all the credit right there. That's my boy right there. Oh man, a couple more maybe? One more. 0. Perfect. Okay, here's a crazy concept. You'll learn about this when you get in college. Maybe you learn about it now, but in philosophy, it'll talk about this tabula rasa, this blank slate, right? And when you're born, in a crazy way, it's kind of what it is. I mean, you come into a family that probably isn't so blank, has a lot of craziness going on, but as far as you're concerned, take your first breath, yeah, there's a lot going on, but really, you haven't done a whole lot of craziness. And there's kind of like this blank slate, right? So if you opened up this, oh, perfect, you erased it, right? There's nothing here. And eventually, at some point in time, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year, every action, every issue, everything that happens in life that goes on comes at you, and it starts to paint on your canvas. And before you know it, whether you realize it or not, your canvas has been painted, your life has been created, and you are who you are. They say that the formative years of your life is between 5 and 12, and different people argue what that is, but think about that. How many of you guys are over 12? Everybody, right? Except for like that one guy in the back who's like, I'm here, I'm Doogie Howser. Anyway, Doogie Howser was like this TV show back in the day of this smart kid that went to college at 14. Anyway, you remember that one? Yeah, it was good. It was a good show. My point is this. Studies already say that your life's already kind of been set out for you. Things that have already happened to you. Your canvas, if you will, has already been painted. It's already been gone through there. I want to share with you a little bit about my canvas. And if you don't mind, I'll just kind of break up the room like this, half and half. This side, you guys are going to be my mom. Is that cool? You got my mom's side? And you guys will be my dad's side, all right? So I'll go back to that and forth. That's the thing. Here's it though. I'm 2 years old, right? How many of you guys remember when you were 2? All the things you did, how awesome it was? Anybody? Yeah, trick question. I mean, most, unless you're like a brainiac, you usually don't remember when you were 2. That's why you don't take your kids to Disneyland when they're 2. You're wasting all that money and they're not even remember it. So anyway, that was a joke. No one got it. I'll work on my jokes. Sorry about that. Strike 1, I'll work on that. But here's the deal. My mom and dad divorced when I was 2, so I don't remember them. Hey, son, mom and dad are divorcing. Sorry, but I remember the effects of it as I got older and realized my mom and dad aren't. I go visit him or he's not around, and I'm with my mom all the time. There's other guys. How many of you guys come from a divorced home? Anybody? All right. Not many in this group. Usually it's about half the room, a little less than that here. It sucks. You guys might have grown fond of it and loved it. I didn't really care for it, especially considering my mom when I was 7, so this side, right, mom's side, she remarried a guy named Billy. And with Billy had my sister Shiloh, right? And so that's that side. Then my dad, he remarried too because he didn't want her to get the upper hand. So he remarried and had my sister Nicole. My sister Nicole actually went to Visolago, so that's pretty cool. And then my mom divorced Billy. So Billy's out the picture. You guys follow me? This is crazy. She divorced Billy and then remarried Dave. And Dave's actually my stepdad to this day. And Dave brought me 2 step-siblings, 2 brothers. So I have 2 step-brothers on that side. Then my dad, again, never can let her have the upper hand, so he divorced also Judy, that lady. And then he remarried Kathy, and I got a stepbrother, Brian, and a stepsister, Audra. So bottom line, if you guys had an authentic Webster's dictionary, like a real one, and you opened it up to the word dysfunctional, you'd see my big fat cheeser sitting right there smiling. That's a joke. But my life was crazy dysfunction, and I moved all the time. Anybody move a lot? I mean, usually it's not too many in a crowd. Move all the time, right? I mean, elementary school, I didn't go to one elementary school longer than a year. I mean, I might have lasted in one school for 1 year, and then I moved again, right? Constantly moving all over the place. I grew up in the Bay Area, Oakland. I was light-skinned out there. And then I moved to Sacramento, went to the Atonement in that area, but I mean, I moved all the way in between there. And I had this crazy disease. You guys all right? I had this crazy disease where I had to have a lot of friends. It's a joke. You guys didn't laugh, but everywhere I went, man, and I was a new kid all the time, right? And don't raise your hand if you're a new kid, because I'm about to call you out. But when you are a new kid and you show up on a campus, one of two things usually happens. Either you are the coolest new kid on the face of the planet because you're new, no one knows you, you're mysterious. Kind of like, who's this new kid? You know, like, I heard he killed somebody. You know, it's like, oh my God, he's tough. You know, all these different crazy stories. Or what? Or what happens? Or you get mad made fun of. Right? Picked on, right? Hey fellas, I'm sorry, I'm just working up here. I don't come to McDonald's when you're working. We pick on you, so if you just chill out for me. Thanks, man. That was another joke. You guys did not laugh at nothing. Man, you guys laugh at it. And I was messing with you, man. But you guys didn't even laugh at my McDonald's joke? That was a good one. Man! I thought I was going to get mad laughs off that. I worked on it for like an hour. There it is. That was what I was looking for. Ooh, thank you. Oh, man, you guys are funny. You guys are good. Oh, my gosh. You get me going. So this crazy thing, right? I'm always the new kid, always moving, and always wanting to have friends. Yeah, if you guys can chill a little bit, that'd be cool. I got you riled up. It's my fault. Always found that happening and moved around all the time. And by the time I got into high school, it didn't stop. And we got out to Sacramento, so I'm in Notomas High School. Very similar to Oakland, so I loved it. I was used to it. And I'm going to school there. I was a freshman in high school when I started playing football. I was a three-sport athlete, which I probably has rocked most of your melons, because you guys probably think like movie star, actor, model, something like that for me. But, you know, finally, one landed. Anyway, but no, I was a three-sport athlete. I played football, I wrestled, and I ran track. And loved all three sports, loved it. I got into football, and I remember getting invited to this party. And I remember being kind of actually scared, right? I never went to a party, and I'd heard about it, I heard they're fun, heard everything be crazy. So I show up to this party. It was a Friday, just like right now, Friday. Go to the party, all my friends are there, a bunch of people there. And a crazy thing happened in freshman year. Some of you guys are probably like real mature, right? So maybe like your freshman year, you were already set. But freshman year, like I don't know what happened, but like my hormones shifted. And like I went through a little thing called puberty or something. But like these girls that were my friends at one point, were like hot now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my friend. Oh. Like me more than a friend, you know what I mean? Like, hello, I like the light, you know? I like this one. And so, now I'm going to parties, there's girls there, and I'm super attracted to girls, everyone's drinking, and I'm a crazy dude, I got a lot of energy. And so, you know, I was an athlete, so I kind of played the role of like, I'm an athlete, I got to stay tough, I'm not going to drink. And so I got to the first, you know, party and kept going weekend after weekend, and all of a sudden all my friends who were on the football team with me were getting drunk and partying, and I thought to myself, man, if they're doing it, you know, it can't be that bad. I remember my first solo red cup. I remember it. I remember grabbing it. I'm like, oh man. I remember drinking my first beer, and it tasted disgusting, right? I was like, this is gross. Why are they pounding this stuff? It was nasty. And then drank a few more, and all of a sudden they started tasting better. And so here's the crazy thing. I had kind of been raised with this idea that partying and alcohol and drugs and all this different stuff was terrible. You know, if you go and drink alcohol at a party, everything bad. The cops are gonna, you know, raid the place. They're gonna come in. You're gonna get arrested. Mom's gonna come pick you up. You're probably gonna pass out and die. Something bad's gonna happen. I had all these thoughts, right? But here I am going to the party, having a few beers, getting crazy. If you thought I was crazy before, I'm way crazier now. I'm doing my thing. And I remember going to a party one time, this is the same year, freshman year. I go to the backyard. I felt like they were lighting the grass on fire. That's what it smelled like. Turned out they were smoking something else. Anyway, that was another bad joke. I'm either really bad or you guys are tired. I don't know which one it is. Probably I'm bad. Anyway, they were smoking weed. I remember that one. How scary was that, right? I mean, you want to hit this? I'm like, hit who? How? What? You know? I never smoked anything a day in my life. I don't smoke, you know? I'm like, I'm an athlete. I don't smoke nothing. And he's like, but again, all my friends were doing it. It was super comfortable. It was super, everyone was doing it. So I was kind of like, a little bit of pressure. Maybe I'll just... I remember it was like Aladdin. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm kidding. I like to say it. But anyway, you know. And again, I thought the minute I hit weed, right, life was going to come crashing down. it would be terrible, right? But nothing happened. So now I'm smoking weed and I'm drinking alcohol. And all I did it for was one thing. Some people do this kind of stuff for different reasons. Some people have like a crazy, terrible life, you know? But me, my life wasn't perfect. But at this point, I was trying to make friends and it seemed like it was fun. So I was kind of living in this... I'm gonna have an attitude of fun right now. I'm just gonna kind of try this, and it went on and went on. I remember being 16 years old, right? Where am I at? Mom's side, see, third stepdad, stepbrother that he brought into the game, same age as me, and he moved in with us. So we were in high school as juniors together, going to the same high school, same year, same grade. Bad news. And so we got told about this dance party. Dance party, I'll call it. It was at Arco Arena. And I kind of knew what was going on a little bit. My brother kind of had an idea, and I said, let's go to this dance party. We'll take caffeine pills, but we're not doing any foo-foo drugs, okay? I wasn't about all the foo-foo drugs. If you don't know what that is, I'll explain in a minute. But I get to this thing. My brother and I are there. Everybody's there, dude. There's beads all over the place, lights, all this stuff, right? Everyone's holding each other and hugging each other. All my friends are like, I love you, Robbie. Quick, brothers. You guys are here. We love you. You know, I'm like, okay, this is crazy, you know. And then a buddy tried to give me ecstasy, and I was like, no, we're not doing that. And my brother's buddy tried to give it to him, talked him into it, he talked me into it. I had no clue that one stupid little pill would take me on this roller coaster ride where now not only was I taking ecstasy, but I was going down to Oakland, San Jose, LA, throwing raves here. I was selling ecstasy. I mean, you're talking one little dude that just had a little drink, and boom, all of a sudden it just started growing, right? I'm not saying everybody that has a drink of beer ever in their life is going to do this kind of thing, but it started there. It started with just the beer, hanging out, going to that party, being in that scene. Being around that thing long enough to have fun, to realize I want to try more. And all of a sudden, boom, 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 16, going all this stuff, boom. Next year, senior year, I'm the senior class president of my high school. And I dropped out after the first semester. I did not want to be in school. I had a bunch of friends in college. I was trying to meet college girls. I was trying to do my thing. I was selling drugs. Everything was going right for me. It was awesome. I dropped out of high school, barely graduated from continuation school. And it was crazy, man, because I played sports. And now football, let me just be straight up with you guys. I was never going to do anything after high school when it came to football. I'm too small. I'm 5'7", 100 nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I was super fast. Wrestling, I had scholarship stuff going on where I was a really good wrestler. I wrestled the 125s. And then track and field, don't be fooled by this white boy. I could move. I was fast. They call me White Lightning. Our 4x1, I'm not kidding, our 4x1 went to state qualifications. I was the only white guy on a 4x1 at all. That was it. You know, I'm very proud of that. I was fast. But no big schools, right? I'm not going to stand for like, I had Stanford looking at me. Stanford was totally checking me out. No, Stanford wasn't looking. I wasn't smart enough. But I had Chico State, Sac State, Davis, San Diego State, some small schools looking at me. Fellas, don't judge right now, but I was mad into like theater and singing and all that kind of stuff. So I did Grease in high school. There we go, but people in the middle with the Shrek ears, I love it. But you know what I'm saying? Like boom, 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 doing all that thing, and totally had desires to go to like New York or LA and go to a performing arts school. I mean, the dream would be Juilliard, but I don't know if I had the grades to get in there. But that was kind of my hope. But now all of a sudden, I'm a freshman in college, going to this junior college, Sac City. I don't even know why I'm there. I didn't pass one class at my time going there. I was just partying every single night. And my mom gave me a call. I'll never forget this. How many of y'all got love for mom? Let me see. Come on, everybody. Come on. No love for mom? There you go. I saw the hand go up. You got to have love for mom, right? But when I was 16, 17, going through all these things I was going through, she actually kicked me out of the house because I wasn't living under her rules. I ended up moving in with another friend. That's a whole other story. But I hadn't talked to mom in a while, and me and mom were close growing up. She's probably the closest person to me ever, but I decided to do what I was doing. And she gave me a call, and she said, Robbie, I want to get you out of here. She said, I got you a ticket. I'm going to send you out to your uncle. So my uncle's in LA. He's an actor. You would never have heard of him. The movies he was in, you've never seen. It was like Freddy Krueger. He was in one of the fifth one of those. He was in Back to the Future 2. I mean, you don't see any of these movies he's ever been in. It's like whatever. But he was awesome. Back to the Future 2, he flew the hoverboard. He was cool. Have you ever seen it? Maybe. But he's not a big star, but he was doing things. And my mom sent me out there. So I'm like, this is perfect, because Robbie Quick's ready for the world, right? I gotta put this mug all over the TV screen. You know what I'm saying? So I get out to LA, I get agent, I get headshots. I'm gonna do my thing. It starts going really well. I'm like, whoa, I'm gonna actually start doing auditions, and this could actually blow up. So I'm gonna go home. So I went out with literally a backpack on my back. I get out there. So I'm gonna go home and get my car, pack all my clothes, get everything together. I'm gonna swoop out to Hollywood, be a big movie star. Case in point. So I get home. I remember getting off the airport. A bunch of my friends were there. I got this super too small for me Armani suit on, but it was Armani, so I had to wear it anyway. And I remember like telling my friends, like, "Quick, what's up? Are you doing it? Are you a big movie star?" I was like, "Yeah, I made like 3 movies. They're Japanese films, so you can't really see them here in the States." And I never made one Japanese film. It's totally a lie. But it just next thing you know, I was right back in the scene. I was gonna get everything together, but I started going to parties again. The same parties. I remember going to. I remember one night. People said, I can't remember the exact day at this moment, but I remember I just wasn't at a party, and I was going to party every night. It was like Robbie Quick's going away party time. Like, he's going away, we got to party harder. And I was going to move back to LA, and I remember I didn't go to this party one night. It was crazy because I was always there. And I get this phone call, and it's my buddy. He said, quick, where are you at? And I'm like, oh man, I'm just kind of in the PJs right now. I'm just kind of doing my thing. And he's like, no, you need to get to this party. I said, what's up, man? What's cracking? You know, he's like, it's a 10-to-1 ratio. You know that? Yeah, okay, you know. You're right there in the front of this middle row there. I said, that's a big ratio. I'm pretty good with 4-to-1 odds. Are you sure it's 10-to-1? Because I'll get there, you know. He said, you got to get here. So I made a couple phone calls. I swear to him, same thing. It's like, oh, I'm kind of just hanging out. I go 10-to-1. Oh, can you pick me up? You know, yes, I'll pick you up. You know, picked him up, went to the party. I remember walking in. I remember being there, walking in, same type of party. There's people doing cake stands, people in the backyard smoking weed, people doing other kind of drugs in the bathroom. You know, girls are all over guys are all over girls. I mean, it's just crazy. And I remember getting hammered, you know, and I was doing all kinds of different stuff. And about 4 a.m., you know, it's time to go, and it's kind of like a flip of a coin. Who's going to drive? And we were going home. We stopped at 7-Eleven, and my dumb friends, I'll never forget this. They stole Cheetos and beef jerky out the 7-Eleven. So they come right out the 7-Eleven. I see homeboy, you know, on the phone, and they're like, we gotta go. So I'm barreling out of there, and I'm driving home. We were listening to what I saw call a mix CD. Do you guys remember mix CDs?
Yeah.
See, your teachers and friends in the back there, they had mixed tapes. Yeah, but I had a mixed CD, you know, and you guys have the iPod, so it's all good. Technology's great. But I was bumping a bunch of different songs because I got a wide variety of taste, okay? So I had a little thing called the Dixie Chicks. You don't even know who they are anymore. You know the Dixie Chicks? Wide open spaces. I was bumping Wide Open Spaces. That's your jam? Hey, she's got the arms crossed. She said, that's my jam. What are you talking about? Oh my goodness, I like that, you know? They had such a good little harmony. They were awesome. Then I had some old school, right? Y'all feel me in the back. I had a little bit of Everybody Was Kung Fu Fighting. Have you ever heard that one? If you haven't, you need to Google that junk and bump it. We were bumping that. We were bumping it. I remember laughing. We're laughing like crazy. We're flying around. I have no clue how fast I was going at all. Later, the CHP told me that I was going 85. They said I was going 85 around a 25. I don't remember because I blacked out and flipped my car 4 times. And my buddy, who was sitting in the back the back driver's side, he actually was ejected 20 feet from the car. My car landed after flipping 4 times, but landed facing oncoming traffic on its side. I remember coming to, I was bleeding from my head, my shoulder, my lower back. I remember yelling everybody's name. I remember, you know, yelling everybody's name. Are you here? Yeah. And they say, you know, he's not here. He's not in the car. And I remember I had to climb up out. It's crazy. Think about it. Because the car door actually fell on me. And I literally still, you know, gosh, all these years later, still have back pain from it. Flopped out of the car. And I remember running everywhere, every which way you could think, until finally I could see his body. And I ran up to him and I grabbed his. I tried to check a pulse, and I couldn't feel a pulse or anything. And I didn't even know what to do. And so the only thing I could think to do was pray, which I didn't even know how to pray or who I'd be praying to, but I grabbed his brother's hand and I just sat there, and I remember he came to. He started coughing, and he played basketball. So I remember just being like, you're Michael Jordan, man, you're the greatest, you're amazing, don't go to sleep, look at me, stay with us, we're gonna play basketball, we're gonna ball it up. We're gonna ball it up, just try to keep awake. I could hear the ambulance, they were coming. Some lady in a house was yelling at me. I'm thinking, are you kidding right now? I got my buddy in my arms, are you serious? And they got there, and I remember they took us all to a different hospital. I couldn't even see him. I didn't know if he was okay. He ended up being fine. I mean, fine in the sense that he wasn't dead, but just broken up, broken arm, broken back, and everything. I'm laying on a gurney, and mom comes, the one and only, right? And she comes in, and I don't know what it is about serious situations and moms and me having allergies, but you know, I was just, my eyes were, and I remember looking at her and just going, Mom, can you just take me home? I just want to get out of here. And I'll never forget this. She looked at me, and she obviously had allergies too. She said, I'm not supposed to be funny in serious moments, I'm sorry. But she said, son, I can't help you this time. And she kind of walked off, and 2 guys looked a lot like Officer Emery came forward and they grabbed me. You know, the crazy thing, I thought they were kidding. I'm like, yeah, right, this isn't real. Until they drove me all the way downtown. And I'd even seen the building before, but I didn't know that the garage door opened up. And they drove inside, and they threw me in the drunk tank in downtown Sacramento. I spent 2 weeks there. And when I was there during the 2 weeks, I had a friend of mine come see me. And he said, hey, I heard what happened. Your mom got a hold of me. He said, I work with this program called City Impact, and we go into high schools and we kind of talk about drugs and alcohol and choices and blah, 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 blah. He said, would you want to maybe share your story? He goes, dude, you're just out of high school, like this, that, and the other. Like, maybe this would be a story that can impact. And I literally didn't even think about it. I was like, no, man, I'm cool. He's like, really? Can I ask you why not? You know, and I'm like, dude, I was the guy in the front row at the rally making fart sounds when Dare came. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey guys, this is Dare. We're going to talk about drugs. I'd be like, this guy, you know. I didn't want to be that guy. I mean, you want me to walk into a high school and talk about, they're not even going to listen to me. He said, no, bro, I do this for a living. You're right. That's probably how they're going to act, a lot of them. He goes, but if your story would affect one kid would hear your story, look at their life, see where they're at, see where they're about to head, and go, and pull the e-brake and turn the other way, and not go down that road because of listening to your story. I didn't answer that one right away. I thought about it. I sat there. I really thought about it. Asked him questions. Do you really think so? How often do you do this? What would I say? How would I, you know, can I even talk? I don't even know if I can speak like in front of people, you know? All these different questions. It's 13 years ago at the end of this month. 13 years ago. I can remember being in that moment with my buddy, and it was like the movies when the slow motion hits, right? I could just see my whole life. It felt like flash from my eyes. And then I can think about just wishing my parents never divorced. I know it's crazy to think about that in a moment like that, but I remember just looking at my life going, I'm not very happy with my life, and here I tried to do everything I could to be happy, to be cool, to be accepted, to be a part of the crew, all this stuff. And here I am, and not only did I almost take my life, but I almost took my friend's life and the rest of them. You heard Officer Emery, right? What did he say? He said something very similar to this. The choices you make today affect your tomorrow. And unless you don't wake up in the morning, tomorrow always comes. And not only does it affect you, it affects those around you. 2 years after my accident, I was doing something similar to this. I was in Phoenix, Arizona. I get a phone call, right? I'm like, hello? It was my buddy's dad. He said, hey, Robbie, there's been an accident. And I actually laughed. I feel bad to this day for laughing. I'm like, oh, okay, what happened? What did he do? He said, Robbie, I'm very, very serious. See, my best friends, Sean, Brooke, and Nate, my 3 homeboys, they were all driving together. There was a gal with them. Brooke was killed instantly. Nate, his brother, Brooke's brother, was paralyzed from the waist down. Just actually got on the phone with him last week. He's living in Phoenix now. Has a baby, but he's still in his wheelchair. Will never walk again. My buddy Sean went to prison. They were right here in Folsom. A little place called Roller Coaster Road. You know what I'm talking about? You get going real fast. Some of you guys don't drive yet. Maybe you've been in a car with friends, but you probably heard about it. You just get driving fast, super fun, catch some jumps, and lost control of the car, went off, hit a tree, Brooke was killed. Nate was paralyzed. Never see Brooke again. Don't even really remember saying goodbye, ever. Just kind of maybe saw him at a party and figured I'd see him again. The choices you make today affect your tomorrow. And unless you don't wake up, tomorrow's coming. What are you doing? What are you doing in your life? Here's the crazy thing, and I know I'll be 32 this year, so I'm a little older than some of you guys. But I can remember being in high school like it was yesterday. There's this sense of like, it's all good. I'm just gonna try to do the best I can in school, and yeah, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna hang out. Be careful. Be careful. I hear people all the time, if you ever drink or smoke weed, you're gonna be hooked on heroin, you know? And it's like, what? But here's the fact of that saying. Here's the fact of that saying. No one ever just jumped into heroin without starting there. No one ever just jumped into heroin without starting there. When I took my first drink, I didn't think I'd do cocaine. I didn't think I'd get on ecstasy and start going to raves and get crazy. I didn't think I'd start popping pills. I'm not saying that it's a direct cause, but guess what? You get into that game, and you're going to play it. And so it doesn't matter what level you go to. And I just thought of that. That was actually really good. You get in the game, you play it, it doesn't matter what level you... I swear to you, you never heard me say that before, have you? That was brand new on the spot. That's crazy, but it makes a lot of sense. Sorry, they're filming this too. I'm like an idiot right now. But you know what? That's crazy. What level of the game? Here's the thing, though. Sometimes you can't control that, and the game will get you, because that's what happened to me. Just getting better and better, but it's true. It's true. I'm going to use this for years to come. Y'all don't even know what's happening right here. You're part of history right now. But the game will get you in some way, shape, or form. And here's the trick. Here's a trick that your mind wants to tell you. Here's a trick that your friends want to tell you. Here's a trick that the society, the culture wants to tell you. No, that's just all super hype. You know, you're not going to get that. You're just going to stay kicking it, you know. I sat in the back and listened to Officer Emery talking about the date rape stuff and all of that. I don't want to get into it, but I remember being at parties and seeing crazy fishy stuff going on and wondering like, what the heck? Seeing girls passed out in the bathtub, just drunk out of their mind. Anything could have happened to those girls. I have a buddy of mine, a kid that I mentor, I'm not going to say his name or school, but he's a local guy. He came to me not long ago. He said, Robbie, I need help. I said, what's up? He goes, and he's a junior. He said, man, I was at a party. He goes, I always party. He said, I'm the cool kid, dude. I got so many friends. I got this, that, and the other. He goes, man, I woke up blacked out in the bathroom, in the toilet, naked. And I don't have a clue what happened to me. I don't know what I did. I don't remember anything from this time to this time the next day. And it freaked him out. The choices you make today, and it don't matter hurt you. Everybody else around you and your friends and all that. Here's the deal. Let me say this too. Because my story, I can't share my story without talking about drugs and alcohol. Okay, I can't do it. Because that's my story. Some of you guys are looking at me right now, and you're probably like, dude, I've never even been to a party. You have a crazy life. That's never going to be me. I'm happy about that. That's awesome. That makes me excited to know that there's some of you that probably have never jumped there and gone there. Here's reality though. What are you guys? Juniors? Seniors?
Sophomores.
Y'all look big. Sophomores. Big in the like older sense, you know, anyway. Sophomores, okay? So tell me you guys about to get your license. Probably, what, next year? Beginning of next year or this year get your permits? Right? Some of y'all have your license already. Here's the thing. You all have, at this age, you're sophomore. Okay, you're sophomores now, you're freshmen, you're sophomore. Okay, here's the deal. All of you have heard about what's going on. And they come up with a new little thing, Spice, Special K. I mean, you guys probably teach me what's going on right now, the new hot thing out there. I'm not saying you're all doing it, but you know about it. You've heard it. You've probably seen it. And if you haven't, it's going to happen. It's what's going on in high schools right now, all over. I go to high school all over the place, and the same thing's going on. Here's the deal. What are you going to do about it? What choice are you going to make for you to stay away from it? Do you know what I mean? Officer Emery, I heard him, he's talking about some of you guys have dreams, some of you guys have goals, you have ambitions. What do you want to do? Someone want to be an orthodontist, someone want to be this, that, and the other. I usually talk about that, but I'm going to skip it today. But here's the deal. You guys have dreams and ambitions, and only one person can stop you from doing it. You want to know who that is? Pretty easy. You. It's you. And if you're here and you've made bad choices, the odds are, sophomore, you might have made a couple. Start making good ones now, because I made a crazy ton load of bad choices. And I'm literally, it's a miracle, because I could show you in the paper, I can show you online. Officer, you can probably tell me story after story where that doesn't happen. People don't walk away from that kind of an accident. I don't know why I walked away from it. It's a miracle. I'm thankful every day. But it doesn't always happen that way. So a miracle for me, I walked away from it, and I had the opportunity. My buddy looks at me, will you do it? I said yes. I started making the right decisions. Man, I've been able to share this story all over the world, not even the country, but all over the world. I've been to Romania, I've been to Hungary, I've been to Vienna, I've been to Africa, I've been to, oh my gosh, the Philippines, I've been to Mexico, I've been to, gosh, can I even think of any more? Yeah, I've been to Hong Kong, India. Man, I think I'm missing some. I've been all over the world, be able to work with youth, be able to work with adults, share my story, try to impact people. Been to Cambodia. Man, at the very end, I'll talk about some of the work I'm doing in Cambodia. It'll blow your mind. Why? Because I started making good decisions. I started actually thinking, man, I am married. Oh, I wish she was here. Smoking hot wife. She actually loves me. I got 2 kids. London is 4. She is the apple of my eye, the cream of my coffee. She is just the sweetest little thing. She got personality. Pretty sure she's gonna be the president one day, I don't know. And then I got my son, Graham Quick, GQ. Graham Robert Quick, RQ2. It's my buddy. Bonked his head this morning, got a little knot, crying, just holding him, love him, blessed. Had a great life. I started making some good choices. I did it. I made the good choices. And now I'm accomplishing my dream. And there's more to come. I just went and did something so stupid, crazy. I went audition for this play at the university over there in Rockland with William Jessup. Yeah. I got Professor Bear in the musical Little Women. We're playing at the end of the month. I don't even know how I'm doing it. I'm just going for it. I'm going to get my little actor side on. I don't care. I'm having fun. Loving people. Trying to get the word out there that every choice you make matters. Here's the hard part. Here's the hard part. People don't like hearing this part. This is the part that makes it all scary. I made a lot of dumb choices before a bad thing happened. Somehow our brain has the ability to see these, I'm making these choices, you know. But man, you are not in control of that. And you do not know what can happen to you, what can happen to people around you. And I promise you, you get into that game, I'm not going to try to go off the game thing again, but you get into that game, it will play you. It will play you, I promise you that. I promise you that. You guys have been great. Thank you so much.